Welcome to Toranomon. And that in front of us, going way up into the sky, is Tokyo's tallest skyscraper, Toranomon Hills. It is, I believe, 255 meters tall. What is that, like 850 feet or something like that? And it's kind of new. And what has happened as a result of having Toranomon Hills here is that the neighborhood has undergone something of a renovation. And today we're going to walk around Toranomon, known as Tiger Gate, with some history. And I'm going to show you some of the neat new restaurants and cafes that have sprung up as a result. And this area is pretty nice here in Tokyo, known more for corporate headquarters and office buildings than actually tourist attractions. This is kind of interesting right here. How you doing? I'm incognito. It's a beautiful, not really day in Tokyo. It looks like it's gonna rain. There's already some sprinkles, and the clouds are moving super fast. Check this out. But we're gonna do our best to make this dream come true. This is a Family Mart pop-up store. Check this out. I thought that this was funny. And see, there's a Doraemon right there. I got a story about that too. Just a pop-up Family Mart. That's my bicycle right there. Nobody touch it. And you can see it's done, this avenue is done really well. There's a bicycle path as well as a place to walk. But there's history with this street right here. This, after World War II, was named MacArthur Road. MacArthur being the American general who, on the Allied forces, defeated the Japanese and came here for the occupation period to set up Japan. And this is the way towards the US Embassy. And this road here in Toranomon, for the longest time, was trying to plan how to do the renovations, how to make this place a nice urban area that people would want to come to, and they've done a really good job to it. Toranomon means Tiger Gate. Tora, Tiger, Mon, Gate. And if you look at Toranomon Hills right here, do you see the logo? That M that looks like an M actually is the kanji for Mon in Toranomon, which means gate, which is pretty appropriate place, pretty appropriate logo. I thought it was pretty well done. And until about 1870, this is where the southernmost gate to Edo Castle was in Toranomon. And that was demolished. After that, they tried to revitalize the area. Let me get to this corner. I'm going to show you a picture of what it looked like in 1870 and give you a historical reference for today. Here's a map of the area. That's one of the parks here. And there's another park on the other side, which looks like a little oasis in this urban jungle, asphalt jungle. A lot of pop-up shops here because they're still kind of creating an identity here in Toranomon. It's so new. It's not really much of an identity except for a place for corporate headquarters. This intersection is pretty neat, and this cafe is appropriately named Good Morning Cafe and Grill because in the morning it's a pretty sweet place to hang out. Check it out. Sorry about the wind, everybody. It's starting to pick up. I didn't expect this. But you can see here, this would be a great place to enjoy a morning coffee, and a lot of business people that come through here probably do. And if the rain does pour down, I got a place to hole up for a little bit. All right, let me show you. Right about here was where the gate was. And Atago is the town just next to here. Inside of Tokyo, there are a lot of towns. Atago being famous for Atago Jinja or Atago Shrine. Maybe if we got some time, I'll take you there. It is famous for having the Stairway to Heaven or the Rocky Stairway right here. And we're gonna be going here next week in a live stream in Tokyo. So you're definitely gonna wanna hit that subscribe button because there's more coming. There always is. We're live. It's a live streaming channel. Everybody who's complaining, why are your streams so long in 720p? It's because of the live streaming on 4G LTE, which is pretty amazing because just a few years ago we couldn't even do this. Oh, look at that. Nice and cool. We are in the middle of a pandemic, So I do have a mask on when we get in a crowded area. That's what I'm going to be putting on the mask. So this is just part of the protocol here in Tokyo. And one of the reasons why the infections are, that's not really true to say. We just don't know because we need to do some more testing. Anyways, let's take a look around this area. In front of me on the left is the symbol for the Tokyo Paralympics. On the other side, the Tokyo Olympics. This is where the Tokyo licensing office is inside of Toranomon Hills, as well as several advertising companies have moved their headquarters here. It's so central, so convenient to be here. You can get anywhere in about 20 minutes by taxi, which is perfect. You get to Shinjuku, Shibuya, maybe even Ueno. So let's walk around this area. We're gonna start and Toranomon is actually this area here, but I wanted to take you down this road and show you this park and loop around some of the alleys, and then we'll walk around the Toranomon Hills at the end of it. I want to show you inside of there. It's really nice, but let's cut through here. Whoa! Ah, that feels so good. All right, let me show you a picture of Toranomon in 1870. Are you ready for this? It's come a long way, this urban area. Now that you've kind of taken a look at the neighborhood, check this out. So that's what Toranomon Hills, Toranomon Gate looked like. This was the southernmost gate for Edo Castle. And look at that beautiful waterfall. It looks so natural. It's a little bit sad that they didn't keep part of it, but I believe that the gate was around here. So maybe we'll find a marker or something. All I know is that if the Shogun had this machine, he probably would be more peaceful. Oh, that was nice. Now I'm ready. Now I'm ready. Okay. Adventure time now continues. Mr. Das, if we see a vending machine, by George, by Das, we will stop there. We will stop there. This is on the Ginza line, by the way. And it's nice to see you, Mr. Das. It's been a while. It's been a while. Barry Q's in the house. Stay hydrated. It sounds like a challenge. I love the cafes. Treks. I believe that's like a bicycle shop. Yeah, they have bicycles in there and a cafe. Very nice. So this street is newly done. It's very wide, great for pedestrian traffic, and lots of little pop-up shops in the Toranomon area. It was only this Toranomon area that was called MacArthur Road, near Shimbashi, which is the neighboring town. This is called Soto Boridori, or the Outer Road. And yeah, again, if you go straight, it'll take you towards the American Embassy. WX Turbo! Looking like some ramen today. Ah, that's so nice. I know many of, how much is it? So this is 850 yen for a bowl. That's pretty reasonable. This one's 900 yen. Look who's checking in, it's Shane. And Booty Yogantara, welcome as a new member. Traveler, Michael Sassano is here. In case you run by Mr. Donuts, you got it. Actually, I will go back in. Those mochi donuts were so good. And Irvan, not to be outdone, Irvan is here. Guys, no, save it, because tomorrow I'm going to Shiga Prefecture. We're going on the road again and leaving the big city. What I love about Tokyo are the back alleys, kind of getting off of that main road that we were on, just exploring the smaller roads, because you just don't know what you're gonna find out here. The further we go, let's get some distancing between people here. the further we go, the further Toranomon, the smaller Toranomon Hills will get. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Ramen! Oh! Mata kimasu. That means I'll come again. I'll be back. Yeah, I guess mata kimasu could be mata means again, kimasu, kuru, come, again come, or I'll be back. And the further we get, the smaller Toranomon Hills we get. That's nice. You know, people, so there's nobody around here. People are, businesses are trying really hard to stay afloat in these times. And as Tokyo now spikes in the pandemic, it's harder and harder for businesses to stay open, to get customers to come into closed places. So they keep the doors open, as you can see, try to get as much air and light. And there's not a lot of people as somebody just walks in there to help support another local business. This Thai restaurant has an amazing 1,000 yen lunch. I've actually been to several of these restaurants here. It's nice. It's a nice place to come for a walk. It's usually a little bit more open. And there's a couple, oh, here's the park. Check it out. I forgot the name of this park, but it's this little oasis, and if you stand in the middle of it, if you stand in the middle of the park, it defies logic. I love parks. If only Peter were here. We had a pull-up, chin-up showdown. I did not lose. Let's go into the jungle. We are searching for tigers. There's no tigers here. This is the middle of Tokyo. Probably pretty central. The Imperial Palace where the emperor lives is about, I don't know, less than a kilometer away. It's a 5-kilometer loop around the Imperial Palace. This is considered to be central Tokyo, and I like this park. This is a place if you're waiting for a meeting and you're early, you can chillax here, wait for, I don't know, tigers to come. This is Tiger Gate after all. I wonder why they called it Tiger Gate Toranomon. John Kimura's here. Blaze Vol is a new traveler, and Bradshaw Studio says, hello. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm one of you. I don't like the crows either. We're on the same team, man. Weather is end of rainy season. We're getting into August. You can hear the cicada in the background. So it's humid. The humidity is really starting to come, although the rainy season is a lot cooler than... So June is cooler than May, I think, sometimes because of the rain and the cool air that comes with it. Parks do have rules in Tokyo. Just in case you're... I love the signs here. No fires, no smoking, tie your dog, don't feed pigeons. That's why they don't like me. Golf or but swing is prohibited. So no swinging golf clubs, that's good. And put away feed and containers immediately. No feeding of animals. So the internet won't like the lack of cat videos made in this park. So let's get out of here. It's a nice park. I put a link in the description if you want to check it out. By the way, we're on the hunt for more Discord nitro boosters. So if you would be so kind as to boost our server, you might win a postcard from Japan. It's a gnome. The gnomes clean the park, it looks like. That's why it's so nice. Look at the first floor of this apartment building. That's really nice. I've noticed more and more as the new decade comes and the Reiwa period starts, more of a return to naturalism, more wooden structures, or at least they find a way to put wood into the designs, and that's very unique. And I guess it's taking a cue from Kengo Kuma's designs, because hey Walter Bonham, I love your videos. What's the best news site to get news updates in Japan? Well, now that you mention it, Japan Today is featuring me and the new channel on the front page of the entertainment. So go check it out. Japan Today is one places where you get news on Japan. I like tokyochipo.com. I know the name doesn't sound interesting to everybody, but I know the founders, and I know the people who work there, and they're very good with their information and news and travel and updating the site regularly. So it's a pretty reliable place. News on Japan is an app that you can install, and they always feature only in Japan videos, which I'm so thankful for. I hope they do feature us again. There's Appa Hotel. Oh, look at the alleys. I'm already lost. Whoosh. We're gonna wrap around here. Problem with walking around here, like this area, is that the signal might die out. This isn't location. This is a curry restaurant. It smells really good. They have takeout as well. Whoosh. I smell 7-Eleven. You know how you can smell a McDonald's 200 meters away? Or like 100 yards away? Well, 7-Eleven's got that I don't know, plastic microwave food smell to it. They're keeping the doors open of 7-Eleven to get the air in, which is part of the 3 C's. Just closed areas is one of the 3 C's. So if you look here at Toranomon, and we're gonna loop back now, JR Shimbashi Station and Toranomon are connected by Sotoboridori, which is that avenue right there. Here's Sotoboridori, and you can see Shimbashi Station and Toranomon Hills. So let's walk back on this road, and we're gonna cut back into one of the alleys. Head back towards there, and I hope my bike's still there. Those of you who've stayed in Japan and are looking at it for the first time in a couple of years will notice so many changes. This building is also very new, but if you make a right and go towards Shimbashi Station, and I think you can see the new Shimbashi building, which is not new, in the center of your screen, that retro building. That area hasn't really changed much since the Showa period, and it's got a lot of characteristics that I love. Toranomon is, it's been pretty much all done. It had a lot of really old alleyways and World War II, post-World War II shacks that went up, but a lot of them have been taken down, and new office buildings have sprung up, which is why companies like Kikkomen's and what are some of the other ones? Really big corporations have offices in Toranomon. John Kimura's in the house. Marty's here. He's rocking the samurai cat. Or is that a dog? I wonder when the Shane and Irvan, 3 amigos here, Marty chimed in. Save it for the next few days, because I'm getting out of town. There's a Yoshi Soba. They make pretty good fast soba. I think it is a chain. And next to it is Tanaka Soba, which is not a chain. Well, maybe it is a chain. So there's 2 soba places competing, different scales, different qualities. Of the cafes in Tokyo, Cafe Voleche, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, has been voted to have the worst coffee in Tokyo. Hey, but being voted as having the worst, that means that you know where you stand and you can seek redemption. Shout out to Gary. Your postcard is on the way, Gary. Thank you for joining the postcard club. Look at that. It's an English pub because they put the Union Jack outside. All right, we're walking back to Toranomon Hills. This is not quite the Toranomon area, although it says here Toranomon. Tiger Gate. For those joining us, let me just reiterate a little bit. We're in Toranomon, which was the southernmost gate to Edo Castle back in the Edo period, and in 1870, Tiger Gate was destroyed, the south gate, to make way for modern buildings during the Meiji Restoration. And we lost a lot of that. Let's cut back through to the alley. Whoa! Yakiniku restaurant is closed. Meat is high quality and preparing a good wine. Meat and copyright. Meat is a new neighborhood meat and wine restaurant with old school wits and really sharp cleavers. What? It's copyrighted too. Look. That's the copyright sign. So let's give them credit since 2014. We have some alrighties there. Alrighty there. Alrighty then. Again, we're seeing this more and more designs, naturalness in the architecture. This is a newer office building. Let's try to move in, knock down some of this wind here. They've put the plants in sideways. I kind of like this design. Do you see this? The pots are in like this, so it does catch the rain naturally. And it goes up. Sometimes some of the buildings in the Modernized side of Tokyo Station go up quite high. We're in kind of a jungle. Let me get out of the jungle here. You can see that office building as well has plants on the first few floors. Just looking at the buildings, and you can really see how the city is evolving. So what is Tokyo? Looks like a chef on work. Kimuraya. No Uber Eats for that shop. So let's walk on over. Oh, look at this alley. These buildings are post-World War II era buildings. You'll see them. They're very easy to find. Made of concrete, 2 stories tall. That's it. It's easy to know the Reconstruction era or post-World War II buildings. Made quickly, 2 stories, made of concrete. Boom. 1940s, 50s. These might be 60s, 70s here. A little bit taller. Hey John, I'm back for 1 sec. PTG. Alrighty then. I'm here, but NHK Sumo Highlights is on. Oh, that's a tough one. They do have playback on that, and so do they do here. Oh, okay, so it actually came from this shop, Kimuraya, and they have homemade cakes that look delicious. That's the bicycle rider was coming from there. That looks spicy. El Dragon. Sounds Spanish. Fuego de Luna. I'll come back. Matakimasu. I don't know, New York City, we kind of have these little teeny gas stations, but this one is here in central Tokyo. What makes these gas stations so interesting and different, at least to people who aren't used to being in the city, is that the gas comes from the top. Do you see that? It's safer. So here in the sign, there's number 5 is regular. Number 4 is Magnum, Super Magnum. I never heard of a gas called Super Magnum. but the gas hoses are suspended from the top. So in case there's an earthquake or somebody drives into here, that's not going to make an explosion like in those Hollywood movies. Usually get full service as well. The gasoline stand attendants will exit. You can see there are crevices here. If there is a gas spill, it'll go inside of the... I don't know if all the gas stations are like that. I just know it stands out to me here in Japan. So any spills will go into the gutter. These are the parking lots for Japan. People always back in Japan. You back in, you have a minute. These things will flap up so you can't escape. You have to go here to pay. These little machines are open 24 hours, and the price is exorbitant. 20 minutes for $5, okay? And depending on the time of day, 12 hours would be 1,000 yen on the weekends and holidays because nobody's in this area. Usually it's empty. All right, and we're back again. Now let's go and attack Toranomon Hills because this is the southernmost gate to the Edo Castle. We can do that. My bike's still here. So for those joining us, Toranomon Hills, Tiger Gate, 1870, southernmost exit to Edo Castle, now home to Toranomon Hills, the tallest building in Tokyo at 255 meters. And by the time we get to the crossing, it'll be a green light, and we're gonna show you a little bit of Toranomon Hills. Toranomon also goes around Toranomon Hills, so let's go to the back side of this area as people enjoy their lunch again. Kind of a late lunch. We'll see what we can find for Mr. Das here. Although I did promise not to drink before 5 p.m. Kind of a rule. As you know, my fridge always does have an Asahi Superdry. So, old Frosty's keeping her cold. Tokyo Tower spotted. Very nice. I love outdoor escalators. Hey, Nippon Fraser. Hey, John, long time viewer, first time super chatter. I love your content. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Welcome to Toranomon. Called Tiger Gate. Sounds better when you say it, when you clench your teeth like Clint Eastwood. Welcome to Tiger Gate. Go ahead. I can't finish it. It's trademarked. Toranomon Hills entrance is here. There are some nice cafes down there, and I guess we can take a quick look-see inside. But there is a procedure in place here. The rules for everyone. This is interesting. Physical distancing. Be sure to wear a mask. Disinfect your hand with alcohol. Extensive clearing. Temperature checks. And no ventilation, proper ventilation. So they've pretty much done everything that they need to do. To disinfect your hands. And you can see the inside of Toranomon Hills. And there's a story that I want to tell you over here. On the left side of this, oh, it feels so good with the air conditioning. On the left side here is Doraemon, and for Ellis, who is friend of the channel and a friend of mine and Kanai's, Doraemon is very important part of this area. Do you understand why? His name is not Doraemon. His name is Toranomon for Toranomon Hills. And this is a special Doraemon made for this area. So Toranomon, Doraemon, they both have mon in the names. And you can see he's got these really freaky eyes, which are nice here. Yeah. No, they're not. They're in partnership together. Not gonna get sued. Who wrote that? All right, let's go out the back entrance or exit. Walter writes in here, Von Ham, after all these years, is there one place that you haven't been that you want to see? There's always a place. The islands up in Hokkaido, up near Wakkanai. Because of this, I can't go. And then there's the ghosts of Nagasaki video game. I can't go to that island because of the pandemic. And there's loads of places that I want to go. Just right now, it's pretty challenging. Watch this. Oh, I have the secret powers. That you freak out kids when you do that. Well, you used to be able to. You go like that, and the door opens. You turn and look to the kid and goes, you say something, this is not the drones you're looking for. Like you have Jedi powers. But kids in the 21st century are not really impressed with auto doors anymore. Welcome to the city. Beautiful area, green grass. We saw out there people doing yoga. There was a picture on the side of a building. This is where you'll see some people doing yoga some mornings. And there's a picture of a man, which looks like that big statue in the Netflix Japan Sinks anime series, which is really good, I thought. I remember watching it with Kanai, and Kanai was like, I can't believe there's violence in anime. I said, well, guess what there is. Hi.
僕小笠原観光局で
はいはいはい
一緒に一回
はいはいはい今ライブ配信中大丈夫
僕がやってもいい
元気
元気ですよ
よかった
転職しましたチェンジジョブです
そうですか、今ここに働いてる
隣のビルなんだけど
はいはいはいすごい変わりましたこのエリア
ね相変わらず
はいまたね
また
面白いポイントありますかこのエリア隣はいそこではい
食い物横丁なんだっけお店レストランがいっぱいある
そう
サードフロア
OK じゃあ行きます
すごくいいです
ありがとうございます Cool Alright, check this out here behind the building there is a little playground. I like this. So let's say mom's coming to visit the husband working in the office building. She'd come to the land of mountains. Kids can play here. So he's somebody that I met from Ogasawara. Ogasawara was the island, and I made a shoot over there. And before I go and shoot, I always try to talk with people to get information and plan it out so they know that I'm coming. And he recognized me from the video because we met before we had a meeting about the Ogasawara trip about 2 years ago. And I'm dying to go back, but he's changed jobs and working here now. Really nice guy, I recall now. He recommended to go to the office building next door. He said on the 3rd floor, there's some really amazing restaurants. That's that building with the trees, the plants hanging off of the window. So maybe we'll wrap around, go over there. Anything can happen when you're walking around the city. But the fact that he could recognize me with the mask on was pretty impressive. So there you go, there's Toranomon Hills, kind of an overview. Kind of, but they're not even done here. Check it out, next door to Toranomon Hills is another building that goes high into the sky. This is kind of, because the land here I think is a little bit harder. Roppongi was where they had the new towers, Mori Tower, which is Roppongi Hills, and Roppongi Midtown, which is a little bit across from there. But now Toranomon is starting to see buildings that are even higher. And as technology gets better and better, so are the buildings. And there's another building behind Toranomon Hills. This is crazy, all the construction happening here. It's almost exciting. Excited to see what this place looks like in another 5 years. So next week, we will be back in this area. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Atago Shrine is Stairway to Heavens. I'm sure a lot of other YouTubers have covered it, but I'm going to cover it in my way because it's a lot more fun. I have to say that. It's a lot more fun when it's on Only in Japan Go. That's right. Just look at the construction. There's so much building around this neighborhood. That's Tokyo for you. It's always on the move. There's a lot of cranes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I count 14 cranes in this one area. There's Tokyo Tower there pointing up, so we're not that far away from Tokyo Tower. Yeah. Let's go around. Let's keep a little social distance here. You should push people to sharks this time in the water. Mr. Das remembers those live streams. Yes, there were, and the videos, there were a lot of sharks in the waters of Ogasawara, but they're properly fed, and humans are not as appetizing as fish. It's actually true. I wouldn't know exactly, but I just would think that fish were more appetizing. There's Toranomon Hills, that gate that we just went through. And behind me is the Hibiya line. Hibiya line stops here, and I believe this is the new stop, Toranomon Hills Station. This one opened, I think, pretty recently. So if you go down in here, it's really nice and clean. There's a transfer to the Ginza line, which is across the street from here. Whoa, there's a lot of construction, lots of trucks going by. We're gonna loop back around. This office building on the 3rd floor is where he told me there were really delicious restaurants. So we're gonna loop back around this direction. But I wanted to show you all the construction happening in the Toranomon area. A far cry from that picture that I showed you to start the live stream, with Tokyo's southernmost gate, which probably was this way. Tokyo Castle. So maybe by the time that everybody comes, Toranomons will be finished and it'll look like a completely new town. Hey guys, if you do like these neighborhood walking tours, make sure you click the like button and encourage me to keep doing it. Every time we get to 1,000 likes, that's just an indicator that this content is pretty popular. Or popular enough for me to do more. Hi from India. Can I go underneath the belly of the beast, underneath there? I think we're gonna lose the signal though. Follow that runner. So this is the backside of Toranomon Hills, the tallest building in Tokyo. Skytree is a tower, just for the record. And there's an underpass that goes underneath the tower, so that's kind of new as well. So all of you that could not join us in Tokyo because you had to cancel your trips, you're here now. This is the great thing with the Only Japan Go channel. You're live with me in Tokyo. I'm taking you in Toranomon right now. I think we're gonna cross here and go to that tree office building on the way back to my bicycle. Why aren't there many tall buildings in Tokyo? Susan writes. Number 1, earthquakes. Earthquakes. We have some tough ones here. Japan is maybe one of the most earthquake-prone countries. But modern technology and design has allowed us to create taller buildings. If not for earthquakes, Japan would most certainly have the tallest buildings in the world. Look, he's got a lightsaber. so that's the construction. But the construction workers, they always have lightsabers here. It's like going back to the samurai era with swords. They have power if they have lightsabers. Imagine a Jedi without a lightsaber. It's crazy. I can't. Actually, I can't. He's a red one, so obviously he's part of the Empire. Red. Empire. Very rarely do you see the green ones or the blue ones. This is Minato-ku, Minato Ward. It's interesting. Street signage. I got a friend who runs the street signages around Tokyo. It's pretty cool. Oh, cool! I love this when they put history here. Toranomon Kompira Shrine, represented in ukiyo-e. So this is what it looked like back in 1863. This area, right here. That's crazy. Jason, if you keep asking about the Ultraman Museum, someone's gonna cut you off. No, I don't know if there's an Ultraman Museum. Just leave me alone. If you want to go, you can go. I'm not going. Now, you've ruined it, Jason. You're gonna end up as a Toby. You don't want that status on your conscience. Look at this new entrance. Nice and glassy. Just want to take a milkshake and... No, I don't want to do that. Stay on target. Tokyo does have wildlife. So we're going between the two buildings now, and I'm heading back to my bicycle. That might have been a Tsubasa, I think. Wow, pretty. I love when they find a way to integrate plants and life to new buildings. And as I said, Toranomon is an example where there's a lot of new skyscrapers and how they're connecting that with nature and being able to cool and heat itself, being self-sufficient. Toranomon Hills is one where they tried to do that in the design. Darker colors, so it blends in a little bit better. Kind of a Japanese style to it. Very Kanazawa looking. Kanazawa, I noticed that there were like 4 colors that were very prevalent in Kanazawa. It was black, brown, matcha green, and gold. And the gold is because Kanazawa produces, I think, like 99% of the gold kinpaku or gold, paper gold, gold flakes, gold something. I forget the word. All right. So that pretty much wraps it up. In the distance is the last place I wanted to show you. It's a nice kimono shop. Very stylish. I have not said mochi mochi, no. Not yet, anyways. No, I have. In the distance there is a really old restaurant, I believe. I've ridden by there by bicycle, but I don't know too much about it. Do you see that right there? If you can get a reservation, if you're staying here, I believe they have pretty good cuisine, but it's an old restaurant that goes back, I think, to the Meiji era. And it looks delicious, and I'm glad that we still see these old traditional buildings in between the skyscrapers. That is part of Toranomon. And so is this crosswalk we're going to be crossing. cooled off a little bit. That's good. This is a perfect place to end the live stream. Check it out. I want to say thank you to everybody for the support. Tomorrow I'm heading to Shiga Prefecture, just 8 minutes away from Kyoto. I'll be going to Kyoto Station and then going back on local train to Shiga, Otsu, to do some videos there, and I'm really excited about it. New episode coming on the new channel very, very shortly, as well as the fan shout-outs that were sent for our 50,000th subscriber video. I can't believe it. In less than a month, we're so close to getting 50,000 subscribers. That's an amazing response, and I can't say thank you enough for the support. People enjoying lunch up there. Yeah, more food, more history, more technology, more adventure, more Japan. Ah! Throw that in there. Have a good day, everybody. Enjoy, because in 24 hours, I'll be back again. Could be on the Shinkansen, could be from Kyoto Station, one way or another. Only in Japan will continue